Hello, welcome to One on One. I'm your host, Greg Walker.
I tell you, anyone I know me to talk with is a potential guest, and always with old Greg, expect the unexpected. Our guest on this edition is a man who really never seeked the spotlight, but he has a remarkable story that I think more people need to know.
For those of you that know him, a smile has come on your face.
On today's show, we're going to find out much more about the man, get to know him much better.
Get ready, settle back, relax. We're going to have some fun, and it's no telling what we'll talk about.
We'll be back with our guest
Right after these words.
showing me during that time out, he said, I better bring that thing back here, right?
Yeah. It's all, there you go. It's all about framework. When you've got your hands too low, we call that tabletop, and you can get a shot over the top. On the offense, you're throwing the punch out, you got protection, you bring it back, you still has protection. Don't never drop your hands below your chin.
Mama had some antiques, and you went over and sat in that antique chair, and it shattered everywhere.
I think
Was that one of your most embarrassing moments?
Without a doubt. I think I was set up on that night. I think that chair had seen its better days.
Yeah. And they weren't all in high school, though.
No.
Goodness.
None in high school. I hated school.
Tell these kids, though, not to hate school.
No, y'all enjoyed.
Yeah. Because I was ready to get out of it.
Me
you?
too, man.
Johnny and his ugly brother Ed.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to June.
Yeah.
Our, 50,
Don't tell everybody that, Phil.
53 years.
Don't tell everybody that. I thought it was our 30th. We wish.
Yeah, I'm 39.
We know what the OVC media did and also what the coaches and SIDs did, but that's sort of like you paid attention to polls. Auburn was picked to win the SEC. How'd that work out?
I won't go there.
You know.
Take a look at this motley crew today. This is the lineup. There's the sixum right there from left to right as you face your television dial. We have Cal Burchett, Chris Cummings, Cleet Walker, Cody Haig, Craig Amobley, and Ryan Fisher. Gentlemen, how are y'all today?
Good.
Who wants to go first?
Ray and I together have 5 kids. Now we have 5 grandkids.
Look at that hammer. That's perfect for you.
Yeah.
You have to beat the women
I have
off
more
of that.
complex about that.
I guarantee you.
Mercy, my goodness gracious.
Could only sigh if your town,
Michael, it's very few times I'm speechless, but I'm a little bit speechless.
Well, I appreciate it. I really do.
No, that's quite all right.
So finally, I'm panicking because I'm seeing that he's shaking his hands. I said, Andy, who is that old man standing there? I didn't know what else to say. He stopped everything and looked at me in that mirror. And just like we've seen a million times on TV, he says, I don't know, but that old man stared at my the whole time he's there.
Oh, no.
I thought I was good. And he just grinned, that big, big, wide grin. The only thing he didn't say is, I appreciate it, good night. And out the door he went. And I just stood there. I thought, that story will never, ever be topped.
My gosh. I didn't know that was the story. I promise.
It's a fabulous story, and come on, it's a story. And
it's a true story.
Yes, and we didn't say anything wrong.
I would set off a nuclear weapon in Congress. With all of them in there.
Show today. David Luce joins us. David, good to see you, man. We've had an interesting year here, haven't we? And just getting underway.
Tell you what, the fun part's starting right now.
I'm 29.
That's right.
How that happened, I don't know.
Those fingers are loose now, man.
Yeah, you think so?
I know they are.
And the bathroom's right there, and the concession stand and beer's over here, so nowhere else to go, really. I mean, it's perfect.
Take at least one and possibly 2 showers a day. I'm gonna sleep in a bed. I'm gonna go to the bathroom in a bathroom, and I'm gonna eat what I like. If you live by that, things will be pretty good, Greg.
You're not a camper, are you?
No, sir. No,
I
sir.
don't either.
No, I don't need to live in a tent.
I don't either way. My color commentator was Ernie, and the game was brought to you by Bobo's Garage on Greenwood Court. Bobo's Garage. Oh, man.
When I met her, she was engaged to another man.
Really?
But I didn't notice the ring. I think I was too infatuated with other things.
Just admit it. Just admit it, Cummins. You know you heard footsteps, didn't you? You turned around and stiff-armed that man because you know you heard footsteps. What'd you say, Dave?
You sound just like him. I told him I did hear footsteps, and I knew there wasn't anybody fast enough on our team to be down there with me. So I knew it was the defense, and I was trying to get the guy off of me so I could get to the end zone.
He said, Coach, I did hear footsteps, and I knew wasn't anybody on our team fast enough to be down there with me.
Yeah, that didn't go over well.
It was a classic.
Something like that.
Boy, he doesn't need a cheater, does he? My gosh almighty, man.
So 30 years of one-on-one, 38 years of sports talk. So I want to touch on something before we go to commercial break that on a more serious note. Obviously, if you've watched this, you're watching this, and you've watched the other 2 shows, you can see that Greg is in a wheelchair. Greg, do you want to tell a little bit about what you're struggling?
It's French. It's called Guillain-Barré disease. Now let me tell you something. We get French vanilla ice cream. I love it. We get French toast. Love it. We get French fries.
Big fan.
Love them.
Yes.
French kissing. Always love that. And I get the only thing from France. You know, Guillain-Barré is French. It's definitely that. And believe it or not, I got this syndrome, disease, whatever you want to call it, from a flu shot. And I was told that by my neurologist. But to make a long story short, it's rare. Don't be afraid. Hey, I'm not taking no. It's like, I don't know, you probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 out of 1,000, I don't know. Only lottery I've ever won and didn't want it. But it deteriorates your muscles and your nerves, and it's on my legs, and I've gone from a cane to a walker to being bedridden other than a wheelchair, but I have to have somebody to help lift me out of bed to get on my legs. I took 12 steps one day and 18 steps yesterday, and let me tell you, taking steps with a walker, of course, with physical therapists behind you here, I was just proud to do it. It's from the neck up, I'm fine, and I'm blessed every day. Do I feel sorry for myself? No, I do not. The Lord has a plan for us all, and I'm just praying, and I hope you're aiming. His plan is for me to come back, because I still hope I have a lot of good to give. I've got good friends that are helping me, that I spoke of some of them just last show. And without them, I'd be nothing. Without my wife, Pat, I'd be nothing. I do have an appointment at Vanderbilt later this month as we tape this show, or whenever this show airs. It may be very soon. It doesn't fit, or it may be later and not at all. I may have already had the appointment, but I'm hoping that we can get more done. I've got to have some help, but it affects some people different than others. Young people get over it and come back. A lot of people get over it and come back.
Yeah.
And I've gone about as deep. I took infusions for 6 months. Every 3 weeks. Norris Heggie would take me to get these infusions. His brother Horace, of course, helped me in and out of the van when I had to use it or utilize it if we ever went to a doctor or somewhere.
So how long have you known about this disease?
I took this flu shot in 2015, although it's funny, my neurologist wanted all my records, and they got me taking the flu shot in 10, but I took it in 15. I know it is because I don't take flu shots. And but we decided it was going to be probably, I was coming to the end of my career at Austin Peay, and I was older and thought I might get sick out going on the road. And all. So took the flu shot. I noticed that year I got weaker as the year went on during basketball. Nothing but just carrying my bags, traveling got harder. And at the end of the year, things were tough. I couldn't do the things I used to do, and it got progressively worse. And went to a neurologist, and I got neuropathy, and I've had a pacemaker put in since then. Of course, I had open heart in 08, stent in 98, all that kind of stuff. But I've got along great. But I went from a cane to a walker to where I am now, and just trying to fight back. That's what it amounts to, and I hope I can.
And the great thing is, for 3 years you've suffered with this, and for 3 years you've barely missed an episode of One-on-One.
Well, thank the Lord we do One-on-One in my home.
Yeah.
My sports talk show is done at the station, and we've had to rejoin it a little bit, and it's a little different now, and we'll say more about it. I mean, Justin Swallows is doing that show.
Good young man.
And of course, Mike Parchman and I are partners of JZM, but when this show airs, that may all be settled and Mike may own it all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I still want to be and going to be a part of one of sports talk some kind of way, I hope.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to One-on-One with Greg Walker. You have ended every show in the past 30 years asking your guests what's the best advice they've ever received. Can't do these shows on the 30th anniversary without asking you the same question. What is the best advice you've ever received?
Well, mine may be the longest advice that's ever been on this show. Best, we'll see, but it's the best I've received. And it happened in 1979. I believe it was 79, it was. And Sunday night, I was watching 60 Minutes. And Max Cleland was the guest. At that time, Max Cleland was the head of the Veterans Administration in Washington, D.C. He had one arm, no legs. He was in a wheelchair, and it was rather ironic. So am I. He was in a wheelchair, and he was talking to this large audience of veterans and everyone, and on 60 Minutes, and talking about some of his injuries, this, that, and the other. Now, or lately, I don't know if he still is, he's been the congressman of Georgia. Mm-hmm. But I'm there, and to be honest with you, I was down as low as a snake under a rock. I had just got through, and I was in between jobs and sort of feeling sorry for myself. And I was low, and I was down and out, and you know what a person does when they get there, and I was there. And Max Cleland came on, and he gave what he titled A Prayer by a Confederate Soldier. You've heard it by other names, but it's funny, a lot of it stuck with me, and I hope I don't mess this up for you, because if you've never heard it, well, your children need to hear it, and you need to hear it. And if you've heard it, I say it again to myself quite often. It's this prayer by a Confederate soldier. I ask God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn to humbly obey. I ask for health that I do greater things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I ask for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I ask for power that I have the praises of men. But I was made weak that I might feel the need of God. But you know, I asked above all things that I might enjoy life. But you know, we were given life that we might enjoy all things. And you know, I think back, we got nothing, or I got nothing. He got nothing that this prayer came from, that he asked for, but everything he could possibly hope for. You know, despite ourselves, we are most richly blessed. And I feel like I'm probably as richly a blessed person as has been in this world. Financially, no. Spiritually, I can do better, but I try, and I'm trying harder. But from a friendship basis, from a people basis, from other things I've enjoyed doing, and think of all our blessings. Sure, I'm fighting a disease, a syndrome now. And yes, right now it's whipping my can. But I'm not going to give up, because from the neck up, I've still got a little bit of mine. I never had a whole lot. I was not brilliant by any means. I eased my way through school. You know, I promise you I did it the wrong way. I never studied for tests. High school, you talk about the high school years, remember that? Mm-hmm. Except for the people, I hated high school. I didn't like high school. It wasn't fun to me. I mean, it was fun to play in. Yeah. The people, but not school.
That going to class part wasn't no good.
College, what a blast. Austin Peay, nothing but fun. And what I didn't also mention is the men over there that saw talent in me and the people that saw talent in me, that without them, I would never be me, is Nancy Shoemaker, Nancy English in high school, and Robert Woodland in high school. They saw talent in me that I didn't even know I had. I remember Robert Woodland giving me an A+3, and what that meant is could do better than disability. And Nancy English, But anyway, in college, I had Dave Aaron, I had George Fisher, and I had Tom Wandling, and I had Lake Kelly. And they all guided me, and they all, I can't tell you how much they helped me. And George Fisher, from the time I was young and dropped down in the bathroom at old Little Red Barn, and he said, he caught me and he's in there. That's how we'd get in if we didn't have money.
Yeah.
They had a window. Greg, what are you doing? I dated his daughter Stephanie a couple of times, and I got to know him, and we got to liking each other. I said, I'm going to be honest, Coach, I hadn't got the money to get in the game tonight. I said, and at that time I was in high school, I wasn't going to P.
Yeah.
And I want to see the Govs. He said, you come with me, and I thought I was in for it. He wrote me out a media pass. He said, don't you ever come in this gym again. Through that window, you come in and you go to this media and you watch Earl Walton and you watch Billy Suggs and you hang around these people because this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You know. So my best advice, be good to everyone, just like we said before. Try to be. Some people are not going to let you, will walk away.